the last Friday in the year 2023, the last Good Morning Anambra show in the year 2023, and we're so delighted to welcome you to the show this morning, trusting that you had a wonderful night's rest, and of course, waking up with us, you will join us and the partaker of what we are doing here by contributing your own quota. My name is Nonye Nwokoye, and as usual, let's begin the show with the press review. All right, thank you so much for joining us on Press Review this morning. We've been joined by public affairs analysts. Comrade Uzo Ekemezie, you're welcome to the studio.
Yeah, a very good morning, my brothers, members of the crews, our viewers at home or your office or wherever you are. Please have to join us for us to see what we have today's tabloid nationally.
All right, thank you so much. And I have Ejike Abata in the studio. Thanks for coming.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, we have so many papers for review and, of course, stories making their headlines on ABS website. Let's begin from ABS website. Soludo mourns late Ondo Governor Akeredolu. Yuletide, Soludo receives more commendations on effective security network. Yuletide, FRSC Special Marshal tasks Anambra on safety. Uzo.
Yes. First of all, I want to congratulate with the people of the state, especially the family of late Rotimi Akeredolu, the governor of Ondo State, for that Sudan demise at the age of 67. The Nigeria indeed have lost a colossus. Somebody that have rose from the position of being Attorney General of Ondo State to President of Nigerian Bar Association, to also SAN, and also being the governor of Ondo State. I think it's a very, life endeavor that they have been achieved. So we must have to appreciate him so much for his contribution to nation building, especially being a frontal reader. Okay, I must have to, appreciate that and commiserate with the people of Ondo State for God to give the family the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss.
All right, exactly. I think you said it the exact way Governor Chukwuma Soludo wrote to the people of and government of Ondo State. Yeah. All right, Ejike, which one are you looking at before we move on?
Commendations for the governor and then security agencies in the states. And so far, so good. We've not had any cases or any incidences of attack and whatnot. So it's some persons who did not make it to the east or to Anambra State as a result of fear will be surprised at the calm that we're experiencing. People are moving about their businesses, and there's no reason to be scared or be afraid because security is assured, and we've not had any case at all. So
I think there's a pocket, just one, recently 2 days ago at Enugu. So, the security people, they will not be everywhere at the same time. They really tried because it was not as it used to be, though we've not had any other one, but just that one.
There's no, there's no place you can say that it is crime-free,
yes.
Tiring. It's not globally, even in America, even if in UK, it happens. What I'm trying to say is that to reduce this thing to barest minimum. And the governor, what give him the edge is that he used offensive method and not defensive method. Okay, you normally go and look for where they are. Okay, feed them out and destroy them. That is what we're talking about. Okay, counter-terrorism and not anti-terrorism. So most of this blockage they see, like from here to Lagos, you see about 113 police road blockage. Okay, why these criminals are inside the bush, kidnappers are inside the bush. Okay,
at least if it continues this way, that is just 1%, is a good one.
It is very commendable.
It's a good one.
Commendable.
Okay, let's now run the first paper for review this morning. Let's see the first newspaper, the Daily Sun newspaper. That's the first paper we are looking at. Reps move to criminalize salary non-payment. Propose 3 to 6 months imprisonment for defaulting employers. I don't know, how do they intend to do this? Okay, we'll see. Let's go on. New Ondo governor visits Akeredolu's family as commissioner, other appointees resign. Says late governor's legacy's impact won't be forgotten. Rivers court extends order against INEC PDP over defected lawmakers. PDP insists on declaration of seat vacant. By-election, LP PEG Senate Rep Assembly forms at 3.5 million naira, 2 million naira, and 5 million naira. PFN Reps Northern Caucus condemn Plateau killing, seek end to insecurity. Outrage in Bayelsa as 54-year-old man marries girl 4. Girlfriend kills policeman in Imo. All right, that's the much we have in front of the Daily Sun newspaper. Ejike, let me begin with you. Criminalizing salary non-payment. I don't know.
Whichever way, I think they were in government should start with themselves, especially with governors who owe salaries. As we speak, there are still some states in the past dispensation whose salaries are still being owed. So they should start, if they are talking to this, they should talk to them directly. Don't come and generalize it. If those kind of governors are the ones they are talking, because some persons, some employers, some governors glorify payment of salary like it's an achievement. If I work for you, you pay me. It's as simple as that. If there's a reason why you are unable to pay me, you should let me know. And especially for employers, there are employers in private sector now, there are employers who owe salaries, but they live large. If you are telling your employees, we are unable to make sales this year, and it's unfortunate, give us some time, we will pay you. Then you go back home and you are spending lavishly. How do you expect them to feel? So whichever way it's a good one, but the problem is implementation. Will they see it through? Will they follow it through? Because people demand, whoever works for you demands should have his pay.
All right, I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
It's something that is laughable. Even the rep that are moving for criminalized salary, they are also owing their own worker salary. These people that are saying that they want to move to criminalized salary, what you call it, non-payment. You see, they are owing in their own aids, PAs, SAs, and all this, even their secretaries in their office. They are owing them. So when he who lives in a glass house does not throw stone, you see, you talk about non-payment of salary. It's very, very good. Okay, that's what you call labor law. Okay, there is employee and employers, what you call relationship, and what you call the terms of what reference. Okay, when you want to employ somebody. Okay, then when you say that those who doesn't pay salary, okay, they should prefer them 3 months to 6 months imprisonment. Fine and good. Okay, now those in university sector, as have been in strike, maybe 10 months salary, they have not paid them. And they are even trying to go back to another strike. You see, then a little time, federal government will go to court to stop them not to go to strike. You see, what are you going to do? By them getting court order, that if they go to court, maybe they go to industrial court and get court order. If you try to go to strike, then we're not going to, no work, no payment, as Ngiga has said earlier before. You see, he's not trying to tell them that they should continue to work without getting payment. Bible says that a worker deserves its wages. And what worst thing can do is to owe a worker his wage. Biblically, it's a sin against God. You see, so if they're going to criminalize it, you see, they will start by their own. okay, make sure that the what do you call it, federal government, state government, and local government pay workers their salary. And again, those who have not started to implement 30,000 naira minimum wage, you know, it's minimum wage, not a living wage. I'm laughing at it because it's not a living wage. Bag of rice now, car price is 70,000. They pay 30,000. Can you go and buy a bag of rice? So you find out that it's not a living wage. It's a minimum. Okay? It's not even a minimum. It's minimal. Because you cannot use it to get anything in the market.
What's the difference between minimum
so,
and minimal?
So now you cannot even have anything as 30,000 naira afford to you. Yet some state government has not paid that.
All right, let's look at our Igwe Orizu. That's the picture there. The picture of Igwe Orizu on his Ofala festival, and not just his Ofala festival, his 98th birthday and 60th year on the throne, the longest serving monarch in the whole of this country. I mean, not in
the whole country, it's in the world.
The world.
Yes.
That's awesome. At least I know of Nigeria.
No, it's the world.
You know.
Nobody has been 100 years.
Honestly, 98 years. And the last time I spoke with the man, he was sound. I think he was 90 something there, but around 93 or 94 when I spoke with him, he was sound. You know, his memories are intact. You know, and he's still very strong. Though this picture here shows he's aging actually, aging, and I think the aging is graceful. Ejike?
He's human. Igwe Orizu is one person who God blessed.
I think people need to go and ask questions. What's the secret behind his longevity?
And it's high time government also rallied around him because as he is now, he's an asset. And it will be very, very unfortunate. Like you just said, people should go and ask. I know there are things he may have not said. Not when he leaves, we will now begin to regret. If it were when
at least start from his wealth of experience over the years,
document some of these things these things he knows. For somebody to be on the throne for over 40 years, it's no mean feat for God's sake. We had the late Queen Elizabeth who passed away.
I think the Emir of Kano was next to him.
So Igwe Orizu is an asset, not just to Anambra, to Nigeria. And government should rally around him because we really need to learn some things from him. We need to hear him. There are things he needs to tell us. And the kind
of lifestyle, you know,
that has kept him. He's not. If it were just an ordinary individual who has lived for 98 years, we would say yes, a private life, minding his business. But this is a man who has the burden of the community on his shoulders. You know, seeing people, meeting, talking to people at 98, and he's still agile. He's a gift to Anambra.
Honestly, congratulations to him. And then Newi.
In addendum to that, okay, you know, biblically, kings that live, in the right part of God, have a longevity. They live long. Okay. Okay. Those who do wrong in sight of God, their thing have been short. That's what I'm trying to say. So most of the things that happen today, somebody will go to throne and next day he has died. Okay, it's because of the atrocities. You see, I'm not saying that most of them it is so, but majority of it is what happened. It started in the Bible. So now you find out that Igwe Orizu have lived a very kind of dynamic and distant life throughout his distant. It's not Newi people should rally around this man. Newi community as a whole should hold him as an asset. And it's hard time that his bills, medically, okay, whatever it is, will be taken care of by the government, as the secretary said.
Okay, I don't know. How true could this story be that a 54-year-old man marries girl 4? Could that be true?
Very, very. Very, very
4 years. Oh, did he ask the family to keep, to nurture the girl?
Betrothing. Yes, betrothing. Some of the families we do that. Maybe there is some reasons behind this man.
But the age, the gap.
Betrothing somebody may be, sometimes you marry a person, not even necessary for the person to stay with you, or maybe to, have a carnal knowledge for you to procreate or whatever. There must some reasons surrounding that particular marriage, and it will be between the families, okay, to tie them together. What of the not? I don't think the child.
As long as 4 years. That's
the north, the most 7 years. Most 7 years. In the north, yes, it happened. 7 years in the marriage. Haven't you used to see that? So if it happened in those places, nothing that happened in this earth, that is a new thing.
All right, let's run the Punch newspaper now. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of the Punch newspaper. Plateau massacre, invaders' rights community threaten fresh attacks. UN demands probe. We have riders there. Attack notice sent to community. Soldiers got 37 distress calls during Saturday's attack. M Forum Chief Term talking. And we also see police street intelligence reports on impending attacks. UN Human Rights Chief seeks end to killings, impunity. We can see the picture in front of that paper is our president and the wife with Oshola as he visited the president in Lagos. Constabulary tarnishing police image needs a separate uniform. Arase speaking. 37 jailed for internet fraud in Ogun, Oyo. Revive moribund farm settlements. Afe Babalola tells Tinubu. Combat insecurity, FG tells 74 new generals. FG can generate 10 trillion naira from non-oil assets. Tax panel chair. And the 5 Akeredolu's men quit Aiyedatiwa's cabinet. Government shops for deputy. Okay, do we look at that? Because that's when I heard the story, I was kind of, why are they resigning?
Some of them are resigning as a way of solidarity to their former principal, their late principal. And before now, we know there was eternal wrangling between the governor, the erstwhile governor, and the present governor. At a time, they even wanted to impeach the present governor. You understand? So there's a problem. So as a way of showing solidarity, some of them are opting not to be part of this government.
Or maybe they have an inkling that something will happen to them with the new
yes, of course. The governor has reserves the right to also fire and hire. So some of them, rather than wait to be disgraced out of office, they might just decide to step aside. And of course, they're on the verge of getting a new deputy governor, which is the proper thing to do. It's unfortunate the way the former governor passed away. That man was, he's an asset to the people of Ondo State. And I hope that some of his legacies and the things he was unable to do, that Aiyedatiwa would key into those things. And I also pray that there won't be a quarrel between the family of Akeredolu and the present governor.
All right, I don't know, the invaders that are still writing the communities in Plateau State, threatening more attacks. I don't know, what actually, or where actually are we going as a nation?
Until we call a spade, and we tell ourselves the truth. That is when we are going to be saved. The book of John chapter 8 verse 30 to 32 say that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Nigeria have not told themselves the truth. What is going on is ethnic cleansing. Now, let me just put these things in the clear terms. You see, who are these invaders? Who are these marauders? Okay? That normally take a village, a community, into a grave mahel that is wiping them out. 156 dead bodies are found in the community, and most of the ministers, president and all these are celebrating that day in such particular dark day in Nigeria. And you're telling me that the security architecture of Nigeria has not been collapsed. Because one is that the problem is that you know who they are, but you don't want to go there after them. In Nigeria, the method of our security is only based on kinetic formula, okay, and not gravitational formula. The gravitational formula is that what we call center of gravity. Is using kinetic formula, maybe using what do you call it, gun, bullet, bomb, and all that, and that's why sometimes they need to go and bomb
innocent
village, destroy the village like that. This cannot work. Use the traditional method, which means that's the center of the attraction. Okay, who sponsors these people? Where are they? Where they go? Where they come from? Where they retire after the attack? When Osama bin Laden bombed Pentagon in America, America could not start building defensive wall. Okay, that no terrorists again will enter America. Rather, they find out where this man is, get him, and destroy him. The same thing that Trump did to Suleiman in Iran. Okay, who are building terrorists. Now you have to destroy them. Even if in the world, most of the world are partial. Like United Nations, when Israel asked them, you see, you people, we are aware, when these people now kill 1,300 persons, you keep silent. Now you're telling them to cease fire. No, United Nations, you continue to keep silent. Until this Hamas have been destroyed. Now Hezbollah now, Israel are warning Hezbollah who are attacking their borders. Hezbollah is a terrorist that is staying in Lebanon. You see, so these people are in Nigeria and they are in our forests. Why can't we go after them and get them and destroy them? We cannot weapon do we buy? Okay, we said to get to kind aircraft, okay, to bombard these people. We are not even using a single one to get them where they are. You see, we have all these things, but we know the sponsors. Who sponsor these terrorists for ethnic cleansing? And you say that 74 general have been promoted. Okay, every year you continue to reshuffle. No, let me just tell you the solution now. Solution is to decentralize police force, okay, and security, so that you have community policing, you have state policing, so that state policing will have license to go and get sophisticated weapon. If they're having AK-47, buy AK-49 to this vigilante. Let me see how can they come back again. You can't use pump action and go and find somebody that has sophisticated weapon. If it's the land police and then community have power to build their own security, they are going to equip them. To destroy these people.
I think these state police have been, so much talked about that if authorities concerned were willing, they would have done something about that.
They are not willing
because I know how many times we've talked about it on this place.
They're not willing to do that because those are in power. Don't you know that those people that are in power? Okay, now, let me just tell you, those that are bombed the civilians in Kaduna State, okay, Muslim Christians there, are they not the same terrorists from Boko Haram that they said that they repented? A leopard does not change his fault. Okay? What you do to a terrorist, this person has already decided in his life to be a terror to people. And you say that he has repented. We can repent, does he come to repent? And you bring them into security. Then whatever that is it, okay, is still in him. That gene is still in him. And they can come to carry that particular attack anytime, any day. So now what they're going to do is that let people, regional policemen, state policemen, community policing, not only giving them gun, not only giving them pump action, allow them to get sophisticated weapons. We found out that one governor of Zamfara State, okay, said that he want to bring the security so that they're able to get sophisticated weapons. They say no, they ban them. But now, somebody is brandishing AK-47, Asad Kupo, who said that he has his own military force, registered, and he has machineries, as he have, in Russia, okay? All these machineries that go to war for Russia, and also in America, Black Waters, you see, he found his own. Why can't you allow these people, community? Let me tell you, Noye, if you allow any community policing, or maybe this volunteer to carry sophisticated weapon, these terrorists will not be there again.
Okay, let's move on. The Daily Independent newspaper is next in our lineup. Let's see stories making their headlines in front of that paper. UN deeply alarmed by deadly Plateau communities attacks. Asked federal government to probe incidents thoroughly, hold culprit to account. Gunmen have sent letter of impending attack, Middle Belt Forum. CBN investigator warns TTB investors on dire consequences, rejects their request to delay appearance until 2024, threatens Titan Trust Bank, UBN risk losing shares to federal government. Akeredolu Ondo commissioner resigns. Okay, we also have SIM linkage. Telco's subscriber base revenue may record further decline. Court extends order restraining INEC from conducting election to replace Rivers Assembly lawmakers. We intend to keep our promise of 3,500 per bag of cement coming from Bua. Again, FG to shut section of 3rd Mainland Bridge for repairs. Shetima calls for peaceful coexistence among citizens. INEC elevates 55 deputy directors, 5,141 others. Okay, this issue of Rivers case, Ejika, I think is to be it'd be interesting to look at that story. Now they say court extends order restraining INEC from conducting election to replace Rivers Assembly lawmakers.
This is not the first time politicians are crossing carpet. I wouldn't know why that of Rivers is becoming a new thing or something different. The politicians have always crossed carpet, and their seats have never been declared vacant. So why now? If we have governors who have moved from one political party to another, no election has been was conducted to replace them. We have House of Rep members, senators who moved from one political party to another, and nothing happened. So why is this particular one in Rivers State?
But actually, what should be the true position when somebody cross carpet? Because even Wike, in all the videos, he talked about that when you leave, you vacate the seat.
if you read section 121, okay, 100, you see, of 1999 Constitution, you see, it explicitly mentioned, you see, if there, even electoral act, if there is a crisis in a political party, one has right, okay, to do what? To move to another political party. That is it. But if there's no, crisis in a political party, and you cross carpet to another political party, that's it to declare vacant. It is a Supreme Court, ruling. It's a local classicals.
Okay.
Have been decided. So now what I'm trying to say, that's why Tinubu is interfering. That's why Wike is now short up, because these people that are his loyalists, they're now in a dilemma between devil and blue sea.
All right. Let Ejike finish what he was saying, because he was saying something.
Yeah, I was saying it's not the first time they are moving from one political party to another. So why would that of this particular one? You see, Nigeria is a place where anything goes. It depends on whose camp.
We don't even know which one is the right one.
Whose camp do you belong to? That is what happens in Nigeria. You understand? If at the end of the day the powers that be are able to press whoever or pressure whoever is in authority for them to conduct that election, so be it. So it depends on whose camp do you belong to. But it's not like I still maintain it is not the, if this should happen, it will be the very first time that politicians are moving from one political party for whatever reasons, that an election, that their seat are being declared vacant and election is held for them to be replaced.
So
all right.
That's what I want to clear. You see, it is already decided matter that once there is a crisis, you can move. When there's no crisis, if you move, as if you declare vacant. You know, don't be bothered because of Nigerian politicians. What you have is transactional politicians.
But a lot of people have moved before now, like Ejike said.
The political
what happened to that one?
I'm coming. Before that matter, okay, was going to Supreme Court. Okay. Most of the people had been decamping, okay, recamping, or camping, okay, and all these things. So now, you see, even we who said that to Fiankwa, that APC is a cancer. How can he be in a PDP that is having malaria and now have to go to APC that has cancer? This is what Wike comes from his part, because they talk with double mad. Okay, they did this one today, tomorrow they change. The same weekend now, he's singing on your mandate, we stand the Japan. On their mandate, he's dancing in his office. Now, this particular PDP, 27 of them, lawmakers in Rivers, that have decamped from PDP to APC. The PDP in Rivers State, okay, have already drawn a battle line with them because they know that they're not a political party loyalist. Okay, they are betrayed PDP. So they are engineering, motivating that particular law, okay, must take its effect so that there will be a rerun and that seat will be declared. It will be a retirement. The fall of a dry leaf become a warning to the green one, so that these people, their seat will declare vacant constitutionally and by judicial pronouncement. Okay, so that next time somebody will not leave his political party to junketing and panketing, okay, from one place to another. Is it tomorrow you are here? So most of the politicians now in Anambra State have been in 5 political parties in the continuing election. And they tell me tomorrow that person cannot hold it. There's no place in the world that politicians make the society better. It is a statement. Watch it out. Go to other countries.
Okay, the program is Press Review on ABS Television and it's audience participatory. You can also go to our Facebook page and watch us live and drop your comment. You can call us on the phone with the line on the screen. We move on to The Nation newspaper. Let's see stories making their headlines on The Nation newspaper. Ondo State will immortalize Akeredolu, says Ayedatiwa. 27 Rivers lawmakers win another battle in court. With a rider, PDP insists seats vacant. Oyebanji, Oti, Diri, 3 others signed 2.25 trillion naira budget. LP fixes Senate form at 3.5 million. Reps 2 million. Afeba Balola is Africa's Food Security Man of the Year. On those states immortalizing Akeredolu, there are riders on that story. Governor pays condolence visits to widow Betty. Meets Tinubu. Jostling for deputy governor begins. Commissioner quits. Makinde declares. Commissioner quits. Then Makinde declares a 3-day mourning. Ogun Assembly passes a 703 billion naira appropriation bill. Oil shipment to DIP. Okay, that's just the stories we have in front of the paper. Before now, we saw APC with the prices they pegged their forms, and now LP has come up with their own 3.5 million. 5 million naira, and I think there is another place we saw 2 million naira. For House of Reps.
Yes. It's a good one, but the question is, how have they fared? Those who are currently Labour Party members in the National Assembly, how have they fared? You know, people are disappointed. One would have thought, of course, it's what happened in the past election was a bandwagon mentality. People, because of the popularity of Mr. Peter Obi, people decided to vote for a Labour Party across board, even for moribund politicians and people who never dreamt of being in government. Most of them won elections. But they never had the ideology of Mr. Peter Obi. They never had, they don't have the same thinking, they don't have the same thoughts, they don't have the same plan of being in government, just like Peter Obi. And that's why they have disappointed those who voted them in. But it's not their fault. The fault is for those who voted them in. And the fact that Mr. Peter Obi is, in my own personal opinion, a different breed of politician does not mean every other person who flies the flag of the Labour Party will be like him. And that is what is happening. We've not even heard them talk in the National Assembly. Most of them, we've not heard from them speak up against what is happening in the country. And now it's not about cutting down the cost of it's not about cutting down the cost of forms. We know with those amounts, they're about the cheapest. They're about the cheapest compared to likes of PDP, other parties, APC. But what those who are in there already, what has been their impact?
Okay. Now, do you have anything to say before we move to the next paper?
You see, Labour Party, I want to warn them. I want to warn them. They should remain on the tragedies of trajectory, okay, of what have laid down. When Peter Obi, as a political figure who carries both those who have good intention and those who don't have bad intention. So far that it's a man that is in front, okay, everybody decided to vote for Labour Party, and it become a kind of, what do you call it, an advantage for those of them who don't have even intention of their constituency, okay, to win the election. You see, I want Labour Party to note this thing, that somebody, a bus driver that contested for House of Assembly, okay, in Labour Party, without even paying a form or whatever, as it was in the last election. And one day the election, even if he was in the park loading, doesn't know that they already declared him winner. Let that particular, this thing continues, okay, in them, not for them to make this form to become too exorbitant, because becoming measly and moneysy is the problem of Nigerian political parties, okay. You see, so that they will to reduce this particular thing and allow people to come in. Okay. Because those people that are in the villages, in the communities, they love the party, and anybody that comes in are going to now vote for the person. Let
it be so originally what it is.
They even bring it down, even if to 5,000 naira a form. It doesn't mean anything.
All right, okay? Let's move on. The Guardian newspaper is next in our lineup. The Guardian newspaper. We see that there's that picture with, I don't know what to call that. It's so funny, you know. And they said George Weah and Majesty of Democracy. You pick the paper and go through to really understand the picture better.
Yes, what I'm trying to say. You
know okay, let's go. Let's read out first all this thing. Plateau killing, U.S. France seek arrest of perpetrators as death toll hits 200. Fresh worries as 20 electricity plants face hurdles. More resignations loom as Ayedatiwa takes charge in Ondo State. Court extends interim order against INEC PDP over defected Rivers lawmaker. All right, you are trying to see whether you can explain the picture to some of us. Otherwise, I would have wanted people to go and pick the papers and see.
This is pictograph.
Okay.
Okay. Pictograph has some information to pass. You know, George Weah, being the president of Liberia, you see, is a replica of our former president, okay, Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. You see, George Weah is a sitting president that lost election, okay, and even told his political party that they should come down. You see, that he's going to hand over the person that won him. The same thing that Goodluck did. So two of them are now only African leaders, okay, who have been an incumbent and lose election without even going to court, without even trying to create chaos or crisis in the country, and able gently to do what? Willing to hand over. All these African leaders are still tight. That's why most of them are 46 years. Like this is one of
the US flag is the US flag is carried.
Yes, US flag.
That's not US flag.
Okay, it's not US, but it looks like their own.
That's the
colonial master. So they have to do all these things to respect US as their colonial master. Okay. So George Weah played a role. That's what I'm trying to read from that place. Okay, American is a Democrat. You see, then he played a role that a people don't play. So two of them now are standing out in Africa who lost election as incumbent president, and they willing to hand over.
All right. Any issue you want to point out?
Well, it's still on George Weah. Like the head in there says, "Man of the Year." He really proved that Africa is rising. We may not be where we want to be at the moment, but someday we'll get it right. If we can have people like this, not grandfathers with old ideologies in government. He's a young man. He has traveled around the world. He has the exposure. He has met people, and that's why he didn't see it as a big deal losing an election. He handed over and moved on with his life.
We'll say his exposure, or that he's more exposed to do that, or he's polished.
He's world football best player of the year. I won it severally.
The only
African that won that and come back and demonstrated that. So what we're trying to do, we're going to encourage African leaders.
So excellent spirit has always been in him. Let's move on. The Nigerian Tribune. We take the two last papers together before we summarize. In front of the Nigerian Tribune, we have Plateau killings. Human lives seem to mean nothing anymore in Nigeria. This is coming from JNI with writers there. Shetima holds a town hall meeting with Plateau leaders, stakeholders. Reps Minority Caucus wants end to senseless killings. And agriculture, farmers generate 1.28 billion naira outcome of Kano State Agro-Pastoral Development Project, SAA intervention. Now, NRC says railway tracks being vandalized in Mushi, Oshodi. Court extends interim order. Okay, we've seen that before. Ayedatiwa leads Ondo ex-crew members on condolence. That's the picture we are seeing in front of that paper. 20.3 million out of school children, 36 states FCT failed to access 68.7 billion naira grant in 18 years. That is coming from UBEC. And the value of our commentaries, I think that's the editorial in front of the Nigerian Tribune. Then on the Daily Trust newspaper, bandits give 7-day ultimatum on abducted Zamfara varsity students. Threaten to kill 3 girls if colleagues not released. Negotiate to save our daughters, parents tell FG. Will maintain 3,500 cement price January 2024 coming from Bua Cement. 2023, despite diversification move, non-oil exports still lag behind. Plateau killings, survivors narrator deal as 148 confirmed dead in Bokos. Okay, we have other stories there. Ondomo Akeredolu's appointees resign hours after Ayedatiwa takes over. Borno government seeks justice for driver killed by soldier over bribe. Court extends interim order. Okay, we've seen that. All right. Can we, first of all, take this story? 20.3 million out of school children, 36 states FCT failed to access 68.7 billion grant in 18 years. UBEC speaking.
Yes, I even have interest in that story because
that's why I called it up, because I know what you did when I read it out.
I'm surprised 36 states, which means the whole states in Nigeria and the FCT. So what could have been the problem? Is it that these states were unable to pay counterpart funding, or the money they budgeted is enough to run education in Nigeria? We need answers to these questions because the money is just lying there. Nobody is going to make use of it, and we have over 20 million out of school children in Nigeria. So what is the problem? Unfortunately, we can only ask questions, and in a sane society, heads should rule. People should be kicked out of office. People should be prosecuted. They should be sent to court to
defend themselves.
Defend themselves, and if they are found guilty, they should be jailed. This is this is a grant that is lying there. Nobody is making use of it. You have access to it.
Are we sure it's there?
It should be there. It should be there. Like that's what the headline is telling us. You know, some of these grants is when the way you assess it is if you pay there's a certain amount you pay, then you get the access to the funds. So we need, it's not as if our schools are in the right shape. It's not as if we have sufficient teachers. It's not as if the equipment we have, teaching equipment or classroom furnitures are enough. So why have we not been able to access these funds? It's questions that should be answered.
All right.
See,
there's a, okay.
What I want to say is that, as my friend has said here, you know, the important thing in Nigeria that let us sum up this up with 2 types of corruption that we have that are eating deep in Nigeria. There are 2 types: economic corruption and political corruption. Okay, economic corruption, we talk about one is the energy, that is the electricity tariff, electricity energy. Then you talk about the exchange. Okay, that is the word. We talk about the petroleum. These are 3 economical corruption that are developing this country. Then political corruption, which is the worst part of it, is that is particularism. If you are given opportunity to serve, okay, use it to enrich yourself and your family and your loved ones. You see, this grant now that have been there, where is it lying that particular place? Who shall hold responsible? Like now, last time, Shetima, as vice president, tell us that in 2027, okay, is it 15 million Nigerian children will be what? Back to school. And the school feeding will be introduced. Who is going to take care of this school feeding that Osipian Jowen was vice president drinking Gary with milk, and the other children that are beside him are drinking Gary without milk and sugar? They want to portray us that they are too simple, that we want to feed these children. At the end of the day, they cook beans without any condiment and increment and give to the children. At the end of the day, most of them get diarrhea and other things. Who sponsored them? Why you pack all the money that they give you to buy this at home? Because you give contract to the one that you love. So these are political corruption. So taking this grant, that's why I like what Soludo did by selling that all children in Anambra State from primary school to this free education. I commend him for that. But what I want our governor to do is to implement it that those children that are hawking on the street in the morning, you go and arrest them, take them to their parents. Why do you allow him to be going in the street in this time to hawk? Why the school is free for now?
When it should be in
the school. So this is what we call implementation. He has made a nice policy by giving them that free education. Okay, let us know why people cannot go to school. So this money, this grant that I have lying down there is somebody that are those that are cronies are taking this money. That is what we call.
All right, can we comment on BUA's reduction in price of cement before we wrap up the show? I don't know if Nigerians should get ready to build houses. If you've not gotten one.
If it will happen, you know, we are heading towards a monopoly in Nigeria, and it's unfortunate that government seems to be backing a particular brand, you understand, at the detriment of every other one. That's why we don't have competition, and that's why a company can fix the price of cement above 5,000 naira in Nigeria. The same company is selling cement below 3,000 naira in other countries. You understand? So if BUA can go, Ibeto cement is nowhere today. If BUA can muzzle that strength to fight off that monopoly and set cement at 3,500 naira, it's a good one for Nigerians.
Okay.
It is something that is, what do you call it? I think we're rounding up.
Yeah.
You see, it is what we call nepotistic tendency and tribalistic mentality. Okay, that somebody will be monopolizing the system. One, you give somebody Dangote cement, Dangote has taken refinery. Okay, if there is a stiff competitive market, you see, whereby all these particular producers were allowed to ventilate into the market. Finally, this thing will crash down. You see, in Ghana they buy 3,000 naira, in Nigeria it's 5,800. You see, now look at even if the where we have Ibeto as one of the person that produce cement, okay, and even if we have the resources, the materials.
Don't you think it's exchange rate that made it to be?
That's what I'm telling you now. The exchange rate now. I told that the exchange rate. I told that just for corruption. What dollar is 1,200 and something naira. Petrol is 780 naira. That's what I'm telling you. The electric tariff has a high. These are three economic sabotage and corruption that are killing this country. Then politically, you have INEC, you have judiciary, and also you have what you call it, legislators. Okay, these are three political engines that are destroying this particular country in segments. So what I'm trying to say is that it's until we call a spade a spade. Look at bandits giving man ultimatum that if you don't come, they're going to kill. And the parents are telling federal government to negotiate a country where government negotiating with bandits, pleading to them to release something.
All right,
it is a collapse system.
We can go on and on, but I think that's too much time could allow us on the press review this morning. I'd like to appreciate you so much, Ejike Abata, for your time on TV this morning.
It's an honor featuring on the last Good Morning Anambra
for the year.
Yes.
We're wrapping up the show for the year.
We'll see you next year.
Thank you so much. And from Uzo.
Yes, a very warm appreciation to the members of the ABS for giving us the opportunity to be here once again. And this is the last time for the year. We are going to begin it in a very grand style, okay, next year. And viewers at home, thank you for watching ABS.
All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll have more coming up on Good Morning Anambra Show. Please don't go anywhere.